Let's talk about Oregon State. They are at home tomorrow against San Jose State, 12:30.
Yes.
If you're going down to tailgate early for the Oregon game, this will be a dual traffic day. We have not had one of these in a long time.
No.
The dual home game. I'm trying to think, maybe since the opening game of the season. Has there been one since then where they've both been at home at the same time?
No.
I'm not going to be down there this weekend, but I'm down at every other game, and I don't feel like that's been a
leave
thing,
early,
so.
especially B fans. Get there early.
Yeah, I mean, look, the weather's not going to be great tomorrow. This is a massive game for Oregon State. It is a massive game for them.
Yep.
You're taking on San Jose State, who has been, I think, a lot better than people imagined coming into the year, a team that lost their head coach last year. And it's a team that's going to come in and sling the rock. Their starting quarterback is Emmett Brown. He's a transfer from Washington State. Now, I got to acknowledge, I have not watched a lot of San Jose State football, but I did watch that game. That was one of them that was a Friday night game, if I'm not mistaken. And on super late, back and forth, huge blown leads each way when they're on the road at Washington State. And they ended up losing, 54-52 or something like that in overtime. Just a bananas game up in Pullman. They are the bottom rushing offense in the Mountain West Conference, but not because they're not great at running the football. It's just they don't really try to run the football.
They don't run it that much.
They sling the rock, and they're going to throw the football a ton. And I think the biggest questions that I have out of this game, it sounds like Oregon State, been watching some stuff from them this week. They're getting healthier on the defensive side of the ball. That is a massive, massive bit of good news for Beaver fans. So it's great to be healthier on that side of the ball. Now, we talked about it earlier in the week, and I don't know if we ended up even getting an announcement on this, but I believe it was reported, we talked about it on the show, that Trent Bray said we're going to name a starting quarterback after practice on Thursday. We're going to wait as the week goes on, and I was scrolling everywhere trying to find any sort of news on their starting quarterback, and I did not see anything. So
I haven't seen anything.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't alone in that. Beaver fan, if I'm wrong on that, please let me know. But I was searching the ends of the earth to try and find if there was some sort of press conference or quote or report or article or anything on who their starting quarterback will be this week, and I did not see it. And so, I mean, that's question number one for Oregon State. Where do you go at quarterback, and what does your offense look like? If you want a stat that'll make you feel a little encouraged about this matchup, San Jose State's rushing defense this year, middle of the road in the Mountain West. This is not, when you played UNLV a couple of weeks ago, we at least talked about it going in of like, all right, UNLV's rush defense isn't bad. They're number one in the conference. They're only giving up barely 100 yards a game. Look what they did, by the way, the next week against Ashton Genty, too, who I know still had a good performance, but not an Ashton Genty kind of performance. And so this is not one of the better rush defenses in the Mountain West. It's a team that you should be able to move the ball on the ground. You're just going to have to find some semblance of a passing attack. And for whatever reason, I think part of it is their rushing game has fallen off drastically. They have not been able to throw the football effectively in what feels like a month. And a lot of their big plays, you going back to that UNLV game, you had long runs by the quarterback. It's a lot of that kind of stuff. They have no passing attack right now. And without that, you're going to have a hard time winning games because San Jose State's going to come in and say, all right, let's load 9 guys into the box. We're not going to let you run the football. You can't win one-on-one on the outside. We don't trust your quarterback to find the open guys. And good luck. We're going to make you play in 2nd and 8 and 3rd and 7 all night. And sure, maybe your quarterback can scramble and pick up a first down every now and then, but we're going to make you live in 3rd and long, and you don't have the kind of offense that can survive being in 3rd and long the entire game. And so that would be the game plan if I'm San Jose State. I do like the news that Oregon State is healthier defensively. That should help them. And this is a passing attack, not as much of a rushing attack.
They did
it's
throw
different.
4 picks in their last game against Fresno
they're
State.
throwing it 40-something times a game. And they got boat raced by Fresno State in their last game. I think 31-10 was the final.
33-10.
33-10 was the final.
So I think if they've gone to work and had this bye and they got a few more guys, there's opportunities there for them to take advantage.
This is ultimately the deciding game of your season.
I think so.
If you lose this weekend, you might. Air Force is not good at football, so
no.
You should have a great chance to win that game. Your remaining games being Washington State and Boise State after that. If you're struggling with San Jose State, I have a hard time seeing you win those games at the end of the season. Now things can change. Football's weird. You never know. But this is basically your chance at making a bowl game. And it would be a really tough pill to swallow and a really rough year one for Trent Bray. Not all of it is his fault. His roster was decimated. They've had too many injuries to even begin to count. But getting to a bowl game would be massive just for a little bit of positive momentum going into the offseason. giving your young guys an extra couple of weeks of practice, just having all of that to lead into your second year as head coach there, as you're trying to reestablish and settle things down, it would be huge for them. And so it just, you look at this one, and it's the feeling of, all right, take a deep breath, and the losing streak, get a nice win, got a chance to go bowling. That'll be the conversation on Monday if you win. And if you lose, you're looking at a chance at likely a 5-7 type of year. I don't know how the Air Force game would go, so that's the one win you're giving them. But a 5-7 type year would be a really tough pill to swallow for Beaver fans. So massive, massive one for them. I like a lot of the matchups. I did take San Jose State in our big PP picks yesterday, just because they're both coming off a bye, and I don't trust Oregon State's passing attack right now. But in terms of the matchups, there are a lot of things that benefit Oregon State here. They just got to figure out who their quarterback's going to be. I hope settle on one guy the rest of the way, but I doubt that happens. I think they're all three likely going to play tomorrow, especially if you have times in that game where your offense is clunky